existence of life after death has often been flawed. Since the only factual way to prove it is to physically die, volunteers are far and few. But Ian McCormick had no choice in this matter. While diving off the coast of Mauritius, he was stung by the deadliest jellyfish known to man. He was one of those who believe there's nothing there. But his experience changed his life and view forever.
One particular night I was with my friends. It was, I think it was April of 1982. And I dropped into the ocean with my friends and we swam right into a bunch of jellyfish. So I looked around the water and started making out these jellyfish, box-shaped, finger-like tentacles. I thought, well, is that a jellyfish? Yeah, it must be. So I reached out and sure enough, it was a jelly. Something smashed in my arm and stung me. And it felt like thousands of volts of electricity went through my arms. It literally shook me in the water. As I swam towards them, I got hit a fourth time.
How much? How many did you?
My right arm, which was paralyzed, trailing in the water, got hit with a fifth one. As I felt that, I thought to myself, what on earth have you done to deserve this kind of punishment or payback? I had a flood of memories of stuff that I'd done wrong in my life. As I hit the beach, the young boy motions for me to get out. I take one step forward and my right leg crumples underneath me and I realise the poison has already numbed or paralysed the right-hand side of my body. And this young kid carried me up across the sandy beach, which is really hard. As he got me up there, he turned and in French he said, mon frère, sur la plage. I realised he's afraid for his brothers on the reef. So I said, no, ambulance, gendarme, telephone. And the kid panicked, jumped on the fishing boat and began poling back out to the outer reef. And I started to feel very weak and tired. I feel my eyes beginning to shut, and as my eyes begin to close, I hear a voice speak to me. It said, son, if you close your eyes, you shall never awake again. I said, what? Who said that? As I looked to my right, I expected to see a man standing next to me, but there was no one there. I said, that's bizarre. But I knew I'd heard a voice speak to me. Close your eyes, you'll never awake again. So that means you'll die. What are you doing trying to go to sleep here? You idiot. This is a coma. You can't afford to sleep. You need anti-serum, antitoxin. See, I intellectually knew this as a lifeguard, but here I am confronted with the fact that this poison's just taking me out. So I stood up, fought off the death that was coming on me as best I could, and found my left leg was still strong enough to support my weight. I used my right leg as a crutch and put my weight onto the left-hand side of my body and hobbled down the road looking for help.
Help me! Oh, please! Please take me to hospital!
You got money?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll pay.
How much you got?
50. 100 US. Anything.
You guys drink too much.
As they walked away lighting up a cigarette and just ignoring me, I heard this voice speak to me again. It said, son, are you willing to beg for your life? So I thought, well, I've got nothing to lose. I'm sure they haven't seen a white man beg. I fell to my knees, lifted my hands up, as I'd seen the men in Africa do, and begged. As I pleaded for my life, I could see the feet of two of the Indian men walk away. But the third man, I could see his feet, very, very shaken by what I was doing.
How much you got on you?
I will pay.
As I began racing towards the hospital, he turned to me and he said, what's your room number, white man? I get my money from you, huh? What's your hotel room number? I said, look, I don't stay in a hotel. I said, mate, I live with a Creole. He said, where you live? I said, Tamarin Bay. He said, you stay hotel? I said, no, not stay in the hotel. I live in a bungalow. He said, you lied to me. I not take you any food. Why you do that? I take you to tourist hotel. They look after you. Why you not pay me, huh? Oh, I'm dying, and all he wants is money. So he pulls into this tourist hotel, stops in front of it, in the village where I live. He said, you get out. I try and get out of his taxi, but by now the poison has moved from my right leg into my left leg, and I can feel nothing from the waist down. I feel completely numb. I said, my legs are gone. I can't walk. I will die. Please help me. I have the money. I'll get it to you. He took my safety belt off, opened the passenger door, and just pushed me straight out of his cab. I watched him look me in the eyes, pick my feet up, biff them on the ground, and drive off. As I lay there, I could hear the familiar voice of a Creole fisherman from the village, Danielle.
Ian, what's happened? Jellyfish. Jellyfish. I'll take you to the hotel.
He grabbed me in his arms, he carried me into the hotel. The Chinese owners had closed the bar, and here next to the swimming pool, they were sitting there playing mahjong and drinking their whiskey.
I'll get an ambulance.
What's the matter with you? You drunk?
No, please. A hospital. I need a hospital. A hospital.
What's this? Stupid boy. Why you put needles in your arm?
As I'm looking at him, my right hand begins to shake as he returns back to his mahjong game. And my whole arm begins to tremble. Next minute it hits my chest, my face, my teeth begin to smash into each other, and I'm going into what appears to be the death rattle. Eventually I come out of this terrible shaking, and I feel deep inside my body a very cold sensation. As I'm sitting there feeling this necrosis coming into me, I thought, man, I'm not going to make it. I turned to the owner next to me because I could see his car in the car park, and I said, sir, can you please take me in your car? By this stage, they'd wrap me with blankets and try to pour milk down my throat.
Try to take some.
And I said, mate, I don't need milk, I'm dying, and I need injections, you know what I mean? I turned to this guy and said, your car, could you please take me to Cuttermore Hospital or I'll die? The Chinese man looked at his car, he looked at me, put his hand on my shoulder, he said, oh, my car? Can I take my car? How come you're so worried, white man? Wait for ambulance for you, don't worry. Well, I sat there and I thought, I'm going to hit him. As I tried to hit him, my right hand wouldn't move. And I hear this clear voice speak to me. He said, son, if you hit this man, the toxin is so close to your heart, the adrenaline rush will kill you. I said, that's true. I thought if I hit him, I'll most likely die. So I looked away and I'm thinking, okay, if I survive this, mate, you're history, Jack. I'll sort you out. As I'm looking away, contemplating what I was going to do to him, the headlights of an ambulance came flying into the car park, and to my amazement, Danielle runs out of the hotel, having just rung the hospital. My friend Danielle and another Creole carry me, get me into the ambulance, and off we go. As we race towards the hospital, I start to see the strange phenomenon of a young boy with snowy white hair, like in a video clip, beginning to appear in front of me on the inside of this ambulance. I'm seeing my own life, sections of it, go before me. I thought, well, that happens just before someone dies. I thought, if I die, where will I go? Is there life after death or nothing? I thought, well, I'm an atheist. I believe when you die, the worms get you. There's nothing out there. I thought, but I'm a gambling atheist. I'm playing Russian roulette. If you're wrong about this, where would you end up? I thought, well, I'm about to find out, aren't I? Unbeknown to me on the other side of the world, my mother, who was sitting in Hamilton, middle of the day, wandering around the house, suddenly sees my face appear directly in front of her, hears this clear voice speak to her and said, your eldest son Ian is nearly dead. Pray for him now. So my mother fell to her knees and began praying. As she began to pray, I saw her appear in the ambulance. As I'm seeing this, my mother looks at me in this clear vision and said, son, no matter how far from God you may be, Ian, no matter what you've done wrong in your life, if you but call out to God from your heart, God will hear you and God will forgive you. Call out to God. It's not too late. I thought, Mother, it's too late. How could God forgive me? I'd be a hypocrite even asking. I don't even believe in him. And if there is a God, which one? There's so many to choose from. Every man his dog thinks their God's the right one. But I lay there and I thought, well, God, if you're real, if you're out there, show me your face and I'll pray. As I lay there, no face of any God appeared. The only face that appeared was my mother. I thought, well, Mum's not God, but my mother's a Christian. My mother's only ever prayed to Jesus. Could Mother be right? I thought, there has to be a God. And if there is a God and my mum's praying to Jesus, I thought, well, I'm still gambling with my life, but at least I could try. So I lay there and I thought, okay, what would you pray that's Christian? I thought, well, my mum had taught me the Lord's Prayer. As I tried to pray it, my mind went completely blank. I couldn't remember a syllable of it. My mother said, son, do not pray from your mind. Call out to God from your heart. I said, but God, if you're actually out there, if you see anything good left in my heart, please help me to pray. I can't even remember the Lord's Prayer. As I said that, words began to appear in front of me. Forgive us our trespasses and sins. I thought, that is impossible. How could I say these simple words and God forgive me all my sins? I said, well, if you can forgive me, God, I don't know how that's possible, but I ask you to sincerely forgive me of all my sins. I've committed so many sins, but if you're really out there, please forgive me of all the things I've done wrong in my life.